Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
Mr. Magazine, I have a question for you today.
Just one?
It may lead to more. Who knows?
Okay.
Do you care? I know you've got a competitor around the corner from you. And let's say that you've got, and I'm making this up because I have no idea whatsoever, but say you've got Thurman Munson cards in the store. And I know you've got a lot of different sources of income and all that, online, et cetera, but you've got Thurman Munson cards in the store, and they're priced at $20 each, which is what the guide says they're worth.
Right.
And the guy around the corner from you is selling Thurman Munson cards at $12 each.
Okay.
Do you care? Do you get upset?
I don't care, but I try not to sell my stuff at full price. But yeah, that wouldn't bother me. Let him do what he's got to do. And, if I want to put mine at 50% off something for 10, that's my prerogative as well, But I try not to price stuff that high just because I got so much inventory, you got to move it out.
Right.
Yeah.
But I guess the reason is, and it kind of ties into what Auction Professor always says as well. He says he'll sit there and he'll therapy things, and just because other people are selling things at $10, $12 doesn't mean you can't get 30 out of it. It's a lot of different things. It's
sometimes, yeah. On a rare occasion, yeah.
Right. I mean, obviously not on a March 1971 road and track because there might be 25 of them on.
Right.
But even that being said, if it's for whatever reason there are none left on there, let's just say that the front cover, and I have no idea what was on the front cover of that, but say there was some rare car on the front cover of it that was suddenly a warehouse find, and they found that car again after all these years, and everybody else's has sold out.
Yeah.
You might get $30 out of yours because you're the lowest priced on eBay at that moment.
Right.
I only bring this up because it's a weird phenomenon. I've seen a lot of people getting upset. People get upset for two different reasons. They get upset when people sell too cheap when they're a seller.
Right.
And they get upset when people are charging too much when they're a buyer. And
can't win.
More or less, you're absolutely right. And it's almost like they want it when they go to the flea market to buy.
Yeah.
They want to be able to buy everything for 10 cents on a dollar.
Right.
And when they are set up at the flea market to sell, they want everybody getting 100% of value.
Right.
So that way they get 100% of value for their items.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. No, and I bring it up because it's an interesting look at psychology, and I know you've had a lot of people email you throughout the years telling you good luck getting that price on it. It's not worth that. It's not worth anything close to that.
Yeah.
And then part of you has to wonder, why are they doing that? Are they really a good Samaritan, or are they trying to get one cheap for their collection?
Yeah, I think cheap unless I'm way high on something. But if I'm way high on something, eventually someone will make an offer, and it might take 6 years to sell it, and say I'm asking 30, and the guy says, it's only worth 10. Well, in 5 years someone else will be 15, I'm selling it.
Right.
So
right. And then the other side of it, though, is you've also gotten emails, and I know various people have gotten emails that are saying, you sold that too cheap. Why'd you sell that so cheap?
Yeah.
Almost like your sale is going to destroy the market for that one item.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And, there are outliers all the time. And you notice that a lot of times, too, if you're buying comic books and that kind of stuff on Heritage, I've told any number of times what my philosophy is on buying comic books. At this point, I don't really need anything. I go to the auction every week, and I put bids in. And if it's a $400 comic, I'll put a $210 bid in on it. And once in a blue moon, I'll win it.
Yeah.
And did my winning that comic book at $210 destroy the market?
No.
Guess what happens the following week or the next time that comic book goes up for auction? Yeah. It goes for $400 again.
Exactly, yeah.
Much like during the pandemic, there were situations where comics were selling for $800 that had been selling for $400 beforehand.
True.
It happens. The market moves. And it's a wide enough market that one sale is not really going to make any difference. You got a Captain America number 100 CGC graded 7.0. I did not look, but there are hundreds of them, I'm sure.
Right.
One sale is not going to move the market whatsoever.
Yeah.
And if you've got such an obscure item, there's only 3 in existence, and I sell mine for $50, there's only two others in existence, and you as a
Right.
dealer have one of the two. Stick to your $1,000
Yeah,
price.
absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to sell yours at 60 because somebody says, one just went up for 50.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah.
There, find another one. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's somebody that we both know that does very, very well, keeping very high prices on things. But how do they do it? They have very, very obscure things. If you go through what they've sold, you're looking at it going, how did he even find
Yeah,
that?
they're all one of a kind. You can't find, just letters, anything unique that there's going to be one of a kind. You can put whatever you want on. You just got to find the right buyer.
Right. And so he's got the long-term thing on that. So kind of just if you could comment down below, kind of wondering how you feel if you get upset. I think a lot of people let emotion get into things. For whatever reason, they let emotion get into things. And most of the time, especially if it's I'm not going to say a super common or a super rare. I'm going to say that middling area.
Yeah.
The things that, there's a couple of hundred of them out in the world, and you might have a couple of hundred people eventually wanting it. They're out there kind of deals. Okay, I buy one. I'm not looking anymore. I don't know. I don't care what the prices do, but there's one fewer on the market because it's going into my collection forever.
Exactly.
So the other people that want one, it didn't affect your price one bit, one iota, just because of that.
Yeah.
And if all of a sudden, and you would brain me if this happened, but if all of a sudden I got into a house call and they had nothing but old carded Star Wars, and I came home and I just said, I'm going to just put these up for $20 a piece, and I sold out a 50 carded Star Wars at $20 a piece.
God.
It did nothing to the market. It did nothing to anything.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I wouldn't be happy because I know a little better, but I'd be happy because, geez, I just made $1,000 and I gave the guy $20 for all of them.
Right.
I just made a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Right.
Whoever bought them is very happy.
Yeah.
But somebody or other emailing me saying, what are you doing? Why did you do that? And then the other side of that comes in, okay, now you made me feel bad because I left $10,000. I left a lot of money on the table.
Yeah.
But what can I do about it?
Right.
I can't go back in time.
Sure.
It was a one-time purchase for me. Now I'm going to sit there and feel miserable when I had felt happy.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there's no winning side of that whatsoever. So just comment down below your thoughts on people selling too high, too low. I guess my final question is, are you busy, Mr. Magazine?
Yeah, I'm with you right now.
In general.
I try to keep busy.
Yeah. And I would say I'm fairly busy as well. Do you have a lot of time to sit there and look at what people sell other items for and then
I don't anymore.
reach out to them and say,
Yeah.
why did you sell this for $25? You should have
Exactly.
gotten 60 out of it?
Right.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
Yeah, no, definitely don't have time.
Does that make you a lot of money doing that, I wonder?
No.
Oh, okay.
Definitely. Yeah. It makes people bitter. Bitter people more bitter.
That it does. You know how you can make me not bitter, Mr. Magazine?
Hit the like button.
You do know. Hit the like button. We'll see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.